The American forces entered Vietnam with all the equipment and combat capabilities that the Vietnamese did not have. Despite that, America lost the war and more than 250,000 American soldiers were killed. One of the most prominent military tricks of the Vietnamese in the war was traps. The Vietnamese invented a set of terrifying and highly ingenious traps, but we will review the most prominent ones in this segment. First, the punji sticks. They are traps made from sharp bamboo stakes, often smeared with urine, feces, or any other substance that causes infection to the victim. They would dig a hole, place the sticks at the bottom, and then cover it with a thin frame. Pafis. And when the victim steps on the cover, they fall onto the sticks below. Beside this trap, another trap is set with spears pointed downward, so the victims are only injured when they try to withdraw from the trap. Secondly, the explosive traps. The Vietnamese fighters frequently relied on this tactic, where they were installed in strategic locations that ensured the presence of soldiers, such as riverbanks, as well as in tunnels. They also attached it to their flags in the places they withdrew from, so when soldiers came to take down the flag, the bomb would explode on them. They also set up a secondary trap nearby to target soldiers who came to assist those injured in the first explosion. Thirdly, the shotgun trap. This trap was very difficult to detect as a cartridge or bullet was placed in a piece of bamboo and lowered into a shallow hole in the ground. At the bottom of the bamboo, a board and a nail were placed, and when any soldier stepped on the cartridge, the nail would drive into his shoe, turning the nail into a firing pin and shooting the bullet upward through the victim's foot. Fourth, the bamboo sound. The sound consists of spikes on a long bamboo pole. When the pole is pulled to the bow using a holder connected to a tripwire, the wire snaps and sends a foot-long blade into the soldier's chest at 100 miles per hour. Fifth, gun traps. These assault rifles continued to play a major role in setting traps for American soldiers, as the Vietnamese would fill them with explosives, damage them, and leave them behind in the places they withdrew from. When the American soldiers obtained and used them, they would explode before firing a bullet. Sixth, those mace traps. The swinging mace. The swinging mace works in a very similar way to the bamboo sound, but instead of being attached to a stick, the spikes are planted on a ball of clay, or a wooden or metal ball measuring 24 inches, which is triggered by another tripwire. The ball usually weighs more than 40 pounds. This was one of the most brutal tactics used by the Vietnamese, because when the ball is released, it uses gravity to swing and cause terrible injuries to the upper part of the soldier's body, especially the head. Seventh, the tiger trap. When a soldier trips over the trap wires at the postima, the tip via the papush to the trap rope releases, and a man-sized wooden board weighted with bricks and filled with sharp metal spikes falls quickly to the ground on the soldier's front, causing terrible injuries. Eighth, the use of venomous snakes. The Vietnamese tied deadly snakes to bamboo and hid them throughout their tunnel complexes. When the bamboo is released, the snake is also launched directly at the enemy. Additionally, tunnel rats were specially trained to navigate and disarm these traps. Ninth, the insect trap. The Vietnamese made traps containing a large number of giant Asian honeybees or wasps, and they placed them along American patrol routes. And when any soldier steps on any nest of those insects, they receive a large number of stings from the fiercest stinging insects in the world, or those traps are manually triggered by the Vietnamese. All this and more was taught by the Vietnamese forces to the American army through guerrilla warfare, in which the Americans did not excel as the Vietnamese did.